Everybody, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the Think Tank emergency rain cover for your big lenses. This is the large version. There's a small and medium as well. It says it fits a 400 and a 600, and also for a 150 to 600, 200 to 500, any other 200 to 600s, pretty much any super telephoto lens, super telephoto prime. It'll work pretty good for that. Works for gripped cameras. Now, for my camera, I got here in my retrospective 20. Got my base plate here. Just pop that on. Then we got the camera itself. Now, just for words of wisdom, make sure the switches on the side of your lens are set to what you want them to be, because it's kind of a pain to reach whenever you got the cover on. Switch your lens around, lens hood. And just throw it up on there. Now that we got it all set up on there, for myself, you kind of want to extend this out halfway. That's what I do, works for me. So now we got it all on, ready to go. And another thing you gotta keep in mind is with the rain cover on, you're not really gonna be able to put monitors on here for video if that's what you want to do, or microphones. You're gonna need to use a separate source for that, or like a different setup. So, opens from the side, has a neat little pouch that comes with it. Take it out of the pouch. And just so you know, it's really long, like really long, so it'll fit pretty much any camera you put in it. Other words of wisdom, there is instruction manuals, so it'll be in there too, but you have two loops here. This loop is for the smaller lenses like this one. The bigger loop is obviously for like the 500, 600 length lenses. So, take your strap, put it through the loop you need, and just put it through it for the moment. So, on the bottom of it, you have a zipper that runs the whole length. So for me, I just unzip it a little bit. Need some room for the lens support system here. Now, if you're interested in this whole contraption, I do have another video on setting that up, what to buy for that. There's little snaps on the bottom to kind of hold it together. And then you have what you view your camera through on the back side. And there's a little block here on the inside. This slides into the hot shoe of your camera. That way it keeps the window over top of the LCD the whole time. So you just slide on from the front. Nothing too fancy. Slide that plastic bit into the hot shoe of your camera. Might need to unzip it a little bit more to fit over top of the rails or whatever tripod head you're using. So then here we go. We got this mostly done. Slide it over the lens the rest of the way. Undo the Velcro. And then for the lens on the front here for your lens hood, it's this is one of the things I kind of wish they did. I wish they put this loop a little further back so you can get a tighter fit on the smaller lenses like this one. But it's okay, it's not the end of the world. So you kind of just like tighten it on there best you can. You're going to max out that loop. It's not going to be super tight or anything. So get it on there best you can. And it goes back over itself to Velcro onto the rest. It's not terrible, but it does slide back and forth a little bit. If you wanted a tighter fit, you could put some rubber bands on the outside of your lens so this gets something to grip to, because there's a little bit of leather on the inside that kind of grips the lens hood, but it's not the worst. So that way whenever you zoom, you can actually grab your zoom ring through this, and you can zoom it pretty easily. Just got to do it in short amounts. It's probably one of the good things to have a prime for this, but us poor peons don't have that affordability. So once you got the front on there, come to the back side, clip these little clips again. That way it keeps the wind from blowing it all over the place. Then with it down, you can still see your viewfinder through the plastic cover. And if it's raining really hard, I would suggest, just as the instructions say, keep this folded down. And to be honest, this works really good in rain, snow, and in a few weeks maybe I'll test it on some goose poop at Middle Creek, so we'll see how that turns out. It doesn't really impede on anything whenever you go to track anything, if that's what you're after. And if it's like light rain, light snow, and you don't really need this back part, just fold it up over. And then you can still see your screen. You can look through the EVF or your optical viewfinder. Doesn't really hide the controls too hard from you. Even with it folded down, you can still reach your controls in there to adjust your exposure and use your menu system and everything. So honestly, that's really about it. It has like a material feeling of like a light rain jacket. The stitching feels nice. Everything's pretty premium on it. The large rain cover is about 60 bucks. But honestly, I kind of wish I would have had this years ago. It's very easy to just take the camera off. Then you can just hold it yourself. Take pictures, do what you gotta do, using the rain cover while hand holding it. You don't need to use it on a tripod. Works pretty good for that. And whenever you hand hold it, if you wanted, you could zip the zipper up the rest of the way. Just hold it from the outside, hold it from the inside, that way you get a better grip on the zoom. Doesn't really pull off the front lens hood very much. Works pretty good. I've used this in rain a few times myself already this week. No problems whatsoever. Just make sure you let it air dry out before you go to put it away. You don't want it like gathering mold and getting all gross and stuff. So for putting it away, I'll show you a little trick about that. Thought it was gonna be a pain to kind of fold up, put back in there in this little pouch, but it really wasn't that bad. So just unclip it from the camera, slide it off the front. So when you go to fold it back up, obviously zipper it the rest of the way. Don't really have to do the little blue latches. Hold it with the window out, like you're kind of folding the t-shirt. Fold it back on itself into thirds, so it's only the window, and you fold it along the stitching for the window. Do that the rest of the way down, and then just fold it, I guess in tenths, if that makes any sense. Fold it down. Then it should fit back into his bag pretty easily. Then away you go, and just stuff it into your camera bag, and you're ready for the next time, as long as it's dry. As I mentioned earlier, always let it dry. Don't put it in wet. It'll get all nasty and it'll ruin the coating on it. Now, I do have a link in the description for Amazon, and now that I'm a Think Tank affiliate, I am also have a code or a link in the description if you want to buy directly from Think Tank as well. When you buy directly from Think Tank, they give you like 1 or 2 free items at shipment, and then anything over 50 bucks you get free shipping on too. This was the free item that I got. Let me show you. So this is the free item that I picked. It's an SD card holder, little wallet. It's called the SD Pixel Pocket Rocket. I was a little sketch about this at first. It has a little spot to put like your business card or ID or whatever in there. And then it holds 9 SD, XQD, or CF Express cards. Got my XQD right there. Still fits in there. Got the SD cards in there, SD adapter in there for the GoPro. Yeah, it's kind of sus about it first. I wasn't sure if the CFE or XQD cards would fit, but definitely fits, works pretty good. So it's a cool little thing to get you. I think it's like 15 bucks, but I mean it's free on a $60 lens cover, why not? There's a couple other things in there too that you'll see at checkout. If this was at all helpful for you about deciding on a rain cover for your lens, give me a subscription. Comment down below what you think, like the video, all the good stuff, and happy shooting. See ya.